Hi, Derek.
Catalina, Catalina, I feel like we're best friends at this point. Like we talk all the time now.
Oh,
Um, yeah. So you know what? The haters will say that from all they do is add question after question after question. After watching the season finale, like they've answered a lot. So people need to stop. Like the haters need to stop with that because that is officially over. So a show naturally has to have questions to move forward. And we're there. Like From has done their job. There's no more question, right?
I totally agree. I think you just have to be patient and you have to trust the process as we as actors do. When you read the scripts, you just want to know what happens in the next one and the next one. And then you just have to kind of like calm down and trust that, the next one is gonna come. You just have to pace yourself. You just have to be very patient. But I understand, we just need answers. There's no many answers for all these questions. But I think the finale will answer a lot of things, and everything is going to be beautiful ground if we have another season. Oh, it's going to be such a great ground for season 4. It's going to be great because we have
Yes.
now a clear path where we're going to go.
Yeah, you're that's a great answer. And you know, Catalina, one of the things is like because I try to promote the show as much as possible, so I'm always on the Facebook groups. And there are people that just want to hear the spoilers without watching the show. I'm like, how is that fun? Like, I don't know. To me, the joy is experience. Like, I'm still getting over episode 10, and I saw it 2 days ago. Like, my heart is still broken, and I'm in need of some serious therapy. Like, what is going on? But like, that's the joy is to wait to experience it. It's like eating like a great food, just kind of like savoring the flavor. That's what From is, right?
I totally agree with you. I think it's a show that you have to enjoy every bite. But I think we live in a world where the attention spam is everywhere. We have
Yes.
computers, we have the movie, so we're watching a movie, we play with our phones. Like we just cannot sit tight and watch something for an hour and a half, because we just need, our brains are now unfortunately very wired to like have, five things going around us. So for a show like this, people need to be patient and be trust the that the writers and the directors are doing and the actors are doing the job, and they will deliver. And I think episode 9 and 10, they deliver a lot.
Oh, they certainly do. You know, as a dad, what happens to Jim breaks my heart. Because listen, for a lot of season 3, he's kind of unlikable because Tabitha approaches him multiple times and he has no time for her. Like he's kind of just focused on his family. But I get that. Like he doesn't have the information that like the people have that clarity in the visions have. So you kind of get where he's coming from. And then he kind of operates from a lack of understanding. But then, there's a great scene, and he doesn't get any credit. But Ethan, who's played by Simon Webster, there's a great scene between he and Jim where they're walking out of the RV and the CB radio is talking as the lost son. And they're like, we're done. We're good. I think it's then starting to kick in. And I have to say, watching Julie react to what happens to Jim, like, ah, I had the Walking Dead flashbacks with Negan, an emotional scene. My heart was broken. Like, I was like, I am still picking the pieces up off the floor, Catalina.
Yeah, no, I remember reading that last episode and going back to Jack Bender. I'm like, tell me this is a dream. It's a nightmare, right? It has to be a nightmare. And he's like, I don't think it's a nightmare. I'm like, tell me this is a nightmare. How are we gonna deal with that? I don't I hope it's a nightmare. I hope Julie wakes up and be like, "Oh my God, I had a nightmare about Dad." I that's my hope. They, of course, as they usually do. I'm like, "Is this a nightmare? Is this not a nightmare? Is this real?" They're like, "I don't know." So
Yeah.
I'm curious to see what happens because it was too shocking. It was too hard to digest. I'm like, this woman lost a child. Now she's losing a husband. What's
Yes. Yeah.
if we have season 4? What's gonna happen here to her? Like what's gonna happen?
Yeah.
I
And
don't
her hair is different. So that could be something. I don't know. Julie's hair is different. So the last thing I'll say to you is it's very heart-wrenching the way Jade and Tabitha simultaneously realize they've been here before. And
know.
that was one of the moments that started my downfall of emotion, right? So that starts it. And I don't know. So I just want to make sure I have this right before I let you go. So Tabitha was Miranda, Victor's mom, Jade was
Yeah.
Christopher, and it's a reincarnation, a circle. And sometime in this circle, Catalina, they had a child together. Did I read that correctly? Okay. All right.
Yeah.
And yeah, so um and they kill the children because they were promised this eternal life, right? Anything you wanted to say about that scene with Jade? Because that's the other moment that happens to Jim. It's like this poor guy just is getting killed. These two are coming to a different realization, right? Like, I'll let you
And
end with whatever you want to say.
he can't see the children. He can't see them. So it's like it's being isolated from like this from everything that's happening. Like Jay can see the children, I can see the children, but Jim can't see the children. So he can't understand what they're saying, where they're coming from, why are they so emotional. When they say "ankui" means remember, and it's like
Oh,
now everything you remember that they have a kid and the kid was killed and they are brought back to that moment to fix it. So how are they going to fix it? But Jim cannot understand what they hear, what they see. It's not just physical like brokenness between those two, Tabitha and Jim, but it's more like a supernatural brokenness. They're broken up completely. They're divorced in that way.
yeah.
So it's hard to see him like not understand anything because he's so far away from like their reality. And of course, when she explains all these things to him, he's like confused, and the man in yellow comes in, and it's just
Uh,
it's hard. My heart breaks for him. Like I'm not happy. I'm not. This is
yeah.
not.
And for those listening, it's the best season finale I've ever seen. It's up there. It is fans are going to love this, and I'm so happy to be a part of this Frumly and get to talk to awesome actors like yourself, Catalina. Thank you, and you're doing an unbelievable job in your role. Thank you.
So happy for your excitement. I'm so happy for your time. Thank you so much for this interview. It's always good to see you.